Oh my gosh. Hey, girl.
Hi, Lexi.
Hi, Erin.
Good to see you
I
again.
know. I know. I love getting to see you on our little
I know
podcast
it's the
every
highlight
week.
of my week.
It really
Highlight.
is. It's so fun. We still have our 11-minute messages going back and forth.
Yeah,
We got to talk about all the nitty-gritty, like personal stuff.
definitely. Yeah, that's involved in
Yay.
those.
Oh my gosh. Happy Halloween to
Happy Halloween. I almost
Yay.
forgot. Yay. What are
I
you going to
know.
do? What's the plan?
Okay, so I'm not sure now, but my neighbors, you met Anna, my
Yeah,
neighbor,
she's cool.
and her husband Charlie. So they live like in the same complex. So we're gonna they planned a little holiday shindig, like a little Halloween pre-party before going downtown. There's a couple of different
Nice.
like bars that are having like a Halloween party. So, but she did message me saying she wasn't like feeling that hot. I
Oh.
think she's got like some personal stuff going on. Dad, I have my
Yeah,
costume.
what are you going to dress up as? What are you going to be?
Massive salute. I'm just like,
That's the
okay,
name on
so
the
I'm gonna be
costume?
dressing up as Harley Quinn. Do you know
Yeah,
who
I don't
Harley
know.
Quinn
Who
is?
is that?
You gotta watch like all the Batman Joker movies. She's
Oh,
Joker's girlfriend, basically.
I don't
I'm
think I've
not
ever
like a
seen her.
hugely into all of that. I guess there's like, there's so many Batman movies, all the Joker stuff.
Gaga play her in Joker?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how I know that because I never saw it, but I must have seen like a clip of it or something. Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so but there is a Harley Quinn movie with Margot Robbie, and that's what I'll
Oh,
be dressing up as. I'll insert a
nice.
little montage of her outfit.
Okay, I'm gonna have
But
to Google it
basically,
later.
she has like a little outfit and then yeah, I got like fake tattoos and like she has dyed pigtails.
Oh,
So I have like
cute.
temporary hair dye.
What color? Are you gonna dye
Pink
your
and
hair
blue.
or is it like a wit like clip-ins or something?
No, I got hair dye, temporary hair dye. I know. It's probably like not temporary.
What if it,
Well, sometimes temporary hair dye like won't come out. That's my
yeah.
biggest
Sorry, what
fear.
color did you say it was? Did you say I didn't
Pink
hear
and
you?
blue.
Pink and blue.
I know.
Cool. Okay, you gotta take
Yeah.
pictures later and send them.
Well, I'll try to get her pulled up so I can share it, like
Yeah, maybe
what
pull her up.
what it's
Yeah.
been looking like. But yeah, basically from the Margot
Yeah, Margot Robbie,
Robbie.
anything is sexy. She's sexy.
How do I share screen? I'm like an old woman. Screen.
Did you find her?
Sorry, that was my face. So Margot Robbie, my internet starts to slow down a little bit.
Sorry, let me get my glasses so I can see that. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
This is how
Want
you
to get
know
my
we're
old
over
lady glasses
40.
on? Halloween sparks heated debate between Copenhagen. Okay. Oh yeah, that's cute, Lexi. So is that your outfit that you're gonna have on?
Yeah, this is my outfit.
Love that.
I
Are
have a
your legs
baseball
gonna be
bat.
bare? Are you gonna be
She's
freezing?
wearing I have fishnet tights, but
I'm such an old lady. I'm like, you're gonna be freezing. Gonna
I
freeze.
know I am.
But you're gonna be sexy.
I'm gonna wear a big coat over.
Yeah.
So
Wear a big
anyway, what
coat
are
and
you
then
doing for
flash people.
Halloween?
What? Sorry?
What are you doing for Halloween?
Oh man, so like here in Spain, it's not that big of a deal. But okay, listen, like people go out, they go crazy because the next day is a holiday here. Like everybody always has November 1st off. So I feel like Halloween should be like this huge thing because everybody can always go out and go crazy. Like you guys, it's awesome because it's Friday this year. So you're all like,
Yeah.
we don't have to work the next day. But we never have to work the next day here. No matter if it's like Monday, Tuesday,
Right,
Wednesday, whatever,
because
because
it's
the
All
first is a
Saints Day
holiday.
on November 1st, yeah.
Bruno's eating the pillow.
I know, I'm like, "What is he doing in the background there?" He's just, like, eating a pillow, humping a pillow. Cutie
He ruined my
patootie.
nice bed setup there. He just stole the pillow
Aw,
off.
sweet baby.
So people go out and go crazy, but they don't dress up. It's not like Halloween parties, So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
We might just go downtown and grab a drink and see what's up. We'll
happen.
see. Yeah, just
Well,
hang
for
around.
our listeners who don't know, just as a reminder, this is the Foreignish podcast where Erin and I talk about
Foreign-ish.
Foreignish, where we talk about our experiences being foreigners abroad. I mean, Erin is still in Vitoria, the Basque Country in Spain, where she lives with her husband. We'll get into it today. I
Yeah.
am back in the States, but lived there all around Spain for about 18 years. So we've got some really good stories for you. But Halloween,
Yeah.
you're right, is just not a big holiday. where people really get dressed up, especially in Spain, is Carnaval in February.
Remember? I think that's why they're so reluctant to celebrate Halloween. They don't get dressed up because they go all out for Carnival, you know?
Yeah.
They
And
don't
it's funny because,
wanna do
like,
it twice a year.
both holidays, it's always freezing cold. I mean, unless you live in Arizona or something,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cold, man. It's hard to put on these skanky outfits. You
I
gotta
know in
wear, like, a
Iowa,
bear
it was
suit.
freezing. Sorry?
Right.
Yeah,
Iowa was cold. I know. That's,
it's
like
freezing, but we still wore skanky outfits.
I know it. I mean, I don't know why I wanted to go full skank this year, but, you know.
I'm sure everybody is. Everyone's gonna be just
Yeah. I mean, I really respect the people that wear full face paint and, like, body paint. Like, that's something I would never
I
do.
could not do that. No, absolutely not. I've never done it, actually, like, on Halloween, never, not like full face paint, body paint, anything, yeah,
No,
just
no.
little
Yeah. It would
outfits.
just be so much work. I don't know. People really go balls to the walls for Halloween here. So let's talk about reality TV for a second
Oh
since
god. Yeah.
we're both obsessed. We just finished Love is Blind and we posted a clip recently about our thoughts about the new season, season 9. Everyone sucks.
Everyone sucked. It was the worst Love is Blind ever. Just so y'all know out there, if you're listening to this, you guys sucked.
You're so harsh this year. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
because they did. It was all fake. Nobody liked each other. Nobody wanted to be with the other person. They just wanted to be on TV and it shows. That's all
Right.
you see
Totally
now. It's
agree.
just they want to stay, they want to hold on for as long as they can because they want to be on camera. And that's
I know.
boring.
I know. You can just like tell that people physically just were not in it to win it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, usually you have one couple that is really serious that does get married and they stay married. Like last
Yeah.
season for Minneapolis, I think it was I can't remember their names. It was like Taylor and the other guy. He was short king, you know. I forget his name though,
I don't
but they were
remember.
the cutest couple
Right,
and
but I remember there being cute couples, and then I also remember couples that fought that really like, and then they didn't like each other, so they wouldn't be together. They wouldn't just try to
yeah.
stay together, you know? It was just like more real before. And now it's just and especially okay,
I mean, the reunion was
I was just
freaking
gonna say the
awful.
reunion, right? Yeah.
Like, Nick
What'd you think?
and whatever her name is need to do a better job of hosting, of, like, asking hard questions. I mean, there was, like, a
Mhm.
little bit of it, but, for example, I was so surprised they didn't talk about Annie and Nick at all,
Yeah.
or, like, the homophobia comments.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
all they talked about was Kate? That's weird to
I know.
me.
That's strange. I know they should have brought up like some people are saying that, you're into guys or whatever. Like, they just put it out
Some people are
there, you
saying
know?
that you're you're
Or
an
like
in the
in the
closet
closet, in the
homophobe.
guy how what's the deal with the crop top sweater, okay? And like
I know.
and the
Can we talk
sailor
about the
hat, all right?
sailor
Like,
suit that you have in
which
your
is fine, all
closet?
right? Be into guys, but at least, maybe that's why you weren't really into
He
Annie.
had
Like,
a
can we talk
he had a full thing on Instagram, I guess, just explaining, like, the homophobe scene and his
Oh,
opinions on that, and
I
again,
didn't
talking
see
about
that.
how yeah, there's something on Instagram you could
Oh,
find his, like,
alright.
little spiel that he posted on social media about it. Like, my thoughts are that absolutely, yes, totally agree this season really sucked. The reunion was boring. Why would you give Casey any limelight at all? She is a fake ass biatch.
Super fake. Did you see, like, as she was trying to talk, you could just tell she was trying to hold it all down and try to look normal and sane, and her whole neck and chest was, like, turning red because she was, like, trying to hold it in.
Well, it date everyone on the cast post like production. She could never be real and give Patrick a real answer, which is effed up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they like made her kind of look like she deserved to have the ring back. I would have been like, hell no, I don't care about a basketball.
Why would she keep it in the first place? Why would she keep
Well,
the ring?
I guess it's a
So
Netflix ring, so who
I know,
cares?
but
But
that's so trashy, so give it back to Netflix, like, you just look like a cheapskate if you're trying to hold on to
I
some,
wonder
like
what everyone else did. Did the girls all keep their rings? Because no one got married, you
yeah, I
know?
know. That was another
I don't know. I just didn't like they made it tried to make it all light and airy and have this music like opener and I don't know. It's just like
Oh,
do it like Bravo TV does it. Like Andy Cohen sits down and brings the freaking hard-hitting questions when it's like Real Housewives reunion, you know? And
Yeah.
that's it's good when it's intense and it feels uncomfortable and people get
Yeah.
upset and like, I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe
they
Love Is
really
Blind.
should have called out Casey on that was just ridiculous, the way she left Patrick, when she was, like, kissing him and being like, "Baby, it's gonna be okay," that was just the weirdest scene in the whole.
All for the clout and, show and just not being true to herself. Like, you're still sticking to your story too, that you wanted to make it work in Denver, but you were so overwhelmed. Like, get the
So
fuck out of town.
pathetic, it's so pathetic.
So
Anyway,
pathetic.
it's dumb, I
Trash.
didn't even
You're
finish it.
trash.
Trashy, she's
You're
trash.
freaking trash. All
She should
right, well, let's get into it.
get into it, let's do it.
So, last time we talked about how we ended up in Spain, a little bit of our obsession with getting out to Spain and living in Spain. And
Yeah.
yeah, so part of our stories are really like our love stories because honestly, it's very rare you can live in a different country without some kind of visa, right? And I
Yeah.
think both of our eventual love stories had a big part in why we stayed, and we should definitely talk to that today. So why don't
Yeah.
you start? Tell me about dating, a little bit of your dating experience in Spain and, how you met the
Wow.
love of your
The love of my
life.
life. Well, I had a residency card when I met Jose, when I met my
Student
husband.
one,
So,
right?
yeah, through work. Yeah, I ended up getting, which was
Oh,
a
yeah.
long story too. It took a while. But yeah, so I guess I should start with the fact that I was living in Miami before I came here. I think that's a really integral part of like
I just see you dancing on a bar in a sushi restaurant, like,
totally
pouring shots
Miami.
like Coyote Ugly. Like, I see you doing that with your long, red, curly hair, just like,
We
go.
had some fun. We had some fun in Miami. There were some bars I danced on. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, girl.
But when it came to the men, they were very forward in Miami. I don't wanna say aggressive because it sounds like too harsh, but they were very forward. I think they had the confidence of like a bull in heat. They would come up
Were
to
they
you.
mostly Latin? Because Miami is just
Yeah,
full of
yeah,
Latin.
yeah. They had that like Latin flavor. I mean,
Like
they would
Puerto
come up to you.
Rican, Dominican.
The best, the best. From, like, all over South America, Cuba, Dominican, all that stuff. And I think, like, even if guys weren't from there, they kind of, like, saw that and felt the competition and fed off it, so guys were just, like, really forward there. They would come up to you anywhere. It didn't matter if you're at, like, the grocery store, walking in the parking lot to your car, out for the night, and they would just come up or at a restaurant, and they would tell you point blank, "Oh, wow, you're really beautiful," They might
Love it.
say, "Are you dating anybody? Do you have a boyfriend?" They kinda make sure first that maybe you're available, whatever. And then when it came down to, like, taking you out, they knew what to do, right? They'd set the date, when we go to dinner, maybe go out
Love that.
dancing.
Like, fully court you.
Exactly like they took the reins,
Even if
and
they
that's
just wanted to have sex with you, at least they put
totally.
in the effort.
Maybe you wouldn't hear from them after,
Yeah, I
but
know. Like, I got her.
I mean, it wasn't like you felt like you had to do all the work, and it's not to say that I wouldn't go up to guys either, but, like, that wasn't the norm. But then I went from that to going to the Basque Country, which is a matriarchal society, like,
Yeah, guys
hardcore.
are
Yeah, the women don't just wear the pants in the family, they, like, rip the pants off of their husband
they rip the
and,
pants
like, leave
open.
him
They
there.
wear the pants and rip the pants open. I love that.
They leave them there, like, buck naked from, like, the waist down,
Yeah, dude,
which is
like, they
somehow
don't
more embarrassing than just standing there totally naked, like, T-shirt
they
with,
don't let
like.
the men do shit. No decision making is done by any man in the house, and if you have sons, they are totally subservient to their mothers, for sure.
And then they expect their partner or their girlfriend or
To
their
be
wife
mommy.
to be the same thing. So essentially, they're looking, even if they don't realize it, they're looking for another mom. And I couldn't take that. And I was here for about a year and a half dating, before I met Jose. And that's what it was like. It's like these guys, first of all, they're so shy. They like would hardly come up to you and talk to you,
Yeah.
so if they did call you, or they'd send you a text message, whatever, I think they're too scared to call, but they would be like, "Let's get together," but they would say, "Okay, what do you wanna do? Where should we go?" I don't know, so that was just really hard to kinda go from having the guys, like, take the reins or whatever to, like, some guy guys looking for mom. So when
Yeah,
I met
and it's crazy because like, would think that Latin men, like, Central South American men would maybe be a little bit more be similar to Spanish men, and maybe in the south of Spain, I can see men being just more forward, but people in general
yeah,
are way more friendly and wanna chat
definitely.
you up, and then for anybody who doesn't really understand, Spain has very distinct provinces where, like, the Basque Country is almost like they have their own language, they have very different cultural norms, and, they were also repressed by Franco, and
Yeah,
so they're very, like, proud of being Basque, they don't like to be referred to as Spanish, and same with the Catalans, right? And so you get into northern Spain, and people are very different. They always say, like, Basques are very close-minded and,
yeah.
anti-foreigner, and Catalans are very similar, so maybe if we had lived in, like, Malaga or somewhere in Andalusia, like, that dating experience might have been a slightly different. Still mama's boys, but maybe they would've been
Yeah.
more open to, like,
This is
hitting on us.
definitely the Basque Country is what I'm talking about, yeah, for sure,
Mm.
where we were, yeah. I think it's probably different, like you said, in the South, for
Yeah,
sure.
it could be. I mean, we didn't have that experience. I did live in Valencia for a little bit, and I did feel like the year and a half I was there, well, I basically went from one boyfriend to another boyfriend, but I did feel like people were way more friendly, but it wasn't far enough south maybe to fully get. But again, like going from Bilbao to Valencia was life-changing. I was like suddenly not depressed. Like the weather, like people were super like open, friendly, kind. It was just night and day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I love the people in the Basque Country. They're amazing. It's just that little part plays a lot when you're trying to date people, you notice that
Yes, and,
more
like,
than
newly also, just, like, when you're fresh foreigner, I think
yeah,
you run into that a lot, then you have like, when you have Basque friends, you have people in your inner circle for life, like, amazing like, look at Begonia, who's your business
absolutely, yeah,
partner, she's also basically American, in my
yeah,
opinion,
it's
you
grown
know?
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
they
get
are.
it.
I mean, if you have Basque friends, you're friends for life. Yeah, I dated a few guys, but I can't chase a guy. Like, I just can't do it. If I see that he's not calling me or he's not, putting any interest in, I just stop. I won't call them. I won't text them. You know what I mean? Finally, I met Jose, who is not Basque. His parents are not from the Basque country. He's actually German. He was born and raised in Germany. His parents are Spanish, but they're from other regions of Spain. So I met him out at a bar one night, and it was just such a breath of fresh air. He just came up to me. He was so easygoing. We laughed. He bought me a drink, and then he was there with a big group of guys, a big group of girls. We were with a big group
Yeah,
of girls.
which is very common, and for people who don't know, the Basques like to go out with their cuadrillas. They say
Yeah.
cuadrillas. Well, I mean, he is German, but then didn't he come to Spain
Oh,
when he
yeah,
was
so he
18?
moved here when he was, like, 25, so he had already been when I met
25.
him, he had already been here for, like, 10 years, so he had his, like, friends,
Right,
big group of
right.
friends,
And
and
he spoke Spanish because his parents were Spanish, so
yeah,
he had
yeah,
kinda like the
so
best of both worlds, which is
yeah.
awesome. But yeah, so people go out in their cuadrillas, which could be girls and guys. Usually the cuadrilla are like childhood friends because a lot of people never leave their hometown and they have their little group of friends. Yeah, so he had his cuadrilla with him, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that was nice. So we weren't even really together that long that night. We were just hanging out for a little bit and he's like, "Oh, we're going someplace else." And then, my group of friends and I went someplace else. But the next day, he actually called me on the phone. He
Oh
called
my
and said,
gosh.
yeah, he called me and he said it was so nice to meet you. Like, we had a lot of fun.
Aw.
And then we made a plan. He came that following weekend and we went out on a date. He actually came to Bilbao where I was living from Victoria, which is an hour drive. He came and, like,
Yay.
took me out, and we had a great time, and from then on, we just kept
Started
talking and
dating.
yeah, dating and seeing each other, meeting each other, and yeah, he was great. And he's
And you
definitely much more forward than
I
the
feel like
other
the
guy.
German probably helps,
Yeah,
but I don't know, it's not like I've lived in Germany or had, like, a ton of experience with that,
yeah,
but I would say that they're raised to be a lot more independent, and that probably has something to do with it. I mean,
yeah, I think
it's
so.
true, Spanish men are babied, and I think American men, you can see a lot of that too, but, like,
Mhm.
especially if you have, like, come from an Italian family or something like that.
Yeah,
Well, so to finalize your story, I
yeah.
mean, how long you're still with Jose and
Yeah.
he is your person.
And for life,
Yeah.
definitely. He's an amazing guy. I got so lucky. I seriously
You're
swore off
lucky.
men.
You only had to wait a year and a half. I feel like that's rare.
But that year and a half was a little strange. I was like, "What is going on?" And I swear to God, like, the weekend before I met him, I was like, "Screw this. I'm swearing
You
off
swore
men.
off
I don't
men.
even care." I mean, it was easy for me because I knew I never wanted kids, so it wasn't like I was on some I mean, I was
Yeah. Yeah, you had no
33
timeline.
when I met Jose, you know?
Yes,
I
that's what I
wasn't
was
like
gonna
a
ask.
spring
Age
chick.
you were 33, he was
He's
36?
36, yeah. So and then that next weekend, I met him. It was just so weird. I was just so fed up with all these, like, man babies.
Yeah.
I
I
don't wanna
mean,
be a
I get
mom.
fed up every other week with the same thing.
Yeah.
But so you got married 2 years later?
2 years later, yeah, I was 35, I think, when we got married, so it was totally normal, like, we dated for about a year, and then he proposed, and then we were engaged for about a year, and living together for that year.
I love it, and I just will never forget you had a traditional engagement party, which is probably not as common in Spain, but super common in the States.
Yeah,
So,
that was fun.
Erin and your sister kinda got married within the same time frame, so there were, a couple engagement parties and a couple weddings happening in Spain, in the Basque area. And I just remember your wedding so clearly, your engagement party too, because 'cause isn't that when we dressed up for Carnival
Yeah, it
and
was
we went to
Carnival,
that
yeah.
wine I got so hammered.
We all did.
We're all, like, in costume at this super nice winery in La Rioja,
Yeah.
like, dressed to the nines, like, I don't I remember wasn't Ross's boyfriend at the time, like, a full-on pirate with, like, an eye patch? I just remember that, chugging wine, there was, like, a wine
There's a
tour,
lot of
oh god.
wine. Remember those huge wine bottles on the table? They were just like
Yes, we
mammoth.
went through a lot of wine, but it was so much fun, and then
So
your
fun.
wedding, I'll just never forget. There was a moment where we're, like, dancing and stuff, and, like, all of Jose's friends, like, lifted you up, and we're going,
Yeah,
it was, like,
so
hilarious.
much fun. My wedding was amazing.
I think I met you basically right around the time that you met Jose, I feel
I think
like. I
so
feel like
too, yeah.
I feel like you were 32. Gosh, I must have been what was I doing with
You
my life?
were a baby.
I was a
You were so
baby.
young. You were probably like 20. Were you
I was probably
25, maybe
25,
younger,
but I was
24?
still married. I
You
don't
were in the process of, yeah,
getting
getting a divorce,
separated.
I think, at that point,
Yeah, yeah.
separating.
Isn't that crazy? I was like 26.
You were so young.
I love it. I love that you found your person. Jose's awesome. I've spent time with Jose, and some of my fondest memories are when he gets into this deep dive about motorcycles and cars, which he
He
loves.
can talk for
Well, he
hours
works for
about it.
Mercedes, like, makes
Yeah.
sense. He's so funny because when he speaks in English, he has a German accent,
Yeah, he
but he's
sounds like
obviously
Arnold Schwarzenegger or something when
Oh,
he's
no,
talking.
Schwarzenegger, yeah. But he's, yeah, obviously totally fluent in Spanish because he's basically Spanish descendant of 2 Spanish parents.
Yeah.
Um, I love it. I love that you guys had your happy ending. I mean, you've been married, what, over 10 years now?
Yeah.
12 years?
Let me think. This is our 14th anniversary we had
You
in
just had
October.
yeah, October 1st.
14
Holy.
years, yeah. Last year was our 13th year, and I was like, "Man, I hope we make it through this year." 13 was a bad
Well, I
number,
think
right?
it's usually the 7-year itch
Okay.
is what it's called, like, people don't make it past 7 years,
Wow,
which
okay, I didn't know
I've
that.
never had
Good,
a
well,
7-year relationship, so couldn't tell you. I love it, but I love your love story,
yeah.
and you and Jose are like, the best. You're like mom and dad. You're like mother and father.
He's
And
the
I
best.
love it.
I really hope it lasts forever. That'd be amazing. Like, I just see myself with him when we're retired and old and sitting on like a bench watching people go
I
by, like,
know.
I wanna grow old with him, and I just really hope. In today's day and age, you never know what can happen and if you're being realistic, but I really hope that happens. I
He's
hope
like,
it does.
"Erin, I'm gay.
I'd be like, okay, you know,
Let's stay married
let's
though,
just
'cause"
stay married though. It's fine, it's fine.
yeah.
We can be old on
Um,
the bench
I
together.
think you will be married into old age, and you guys have a really healthy relationship, you're both
Yeah,
very independent, you have your friend groups, you have your projects, your
yeah,
jobs, you have your own business. He's
yeah,
super successful in his job, and
yeah.
you come together and you just have, like, a perfect balance, which is great, and I'm glad that you have that. I'm
I
happy
know.
for you.
I really do feel so lucky, like, every day. Really, I do understand that what we have is not common. It's not really common. I mean, I know people have it, but it's hard to find, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm
Yeah,
so happy I found
absolutely.
it?
I think you both are in the, like, good sense of the generation of, knowing that it takes work, commitment long
Uh,
term, all of those healthy aspects. I feel like things have changed a lot in the dating world, and people are just really less committed long term, and when the going gets rough, like, people get out and
yeah. Mhm.
don't understand that. Yeah, definitely meeting someone great is supposed to add value to your life, but, like,
Yeah.
relationships in general are not gonna just be easy every day.
No,
Like,
of course not.
you have your ebb and flow too. You probably have
Mhm.
a year that's fucking great and then a year that's, like, not great, where you feel
Yeah.
kinda divided. Like, I don't think people get that anymore.
I think also another thing that was in our favor is we met kind of late in life when you think about it. If I had married any of the guys I was dating before, like in my 20s or even like, yeah,
True.
like in my 20s, we would be divorced. Like
True.
you do change as you get older and the things you want in life change. And so I think it was nice that we met at a point in time when I knew what I didn't want. I think he knew what he didn't want too. So that's kind of good in a way.
Yeah, I think so
I think that
too. Yeah,
helped.
I totally agree. Like, dating now, I'm about to be 42, and yeah, man, it's tough out here. Like, dating pool gets smaller. You're super way more exigente.
Mhm.
You're higher standards. You
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
good, better alone, so it's harder to, like, meet halfway with a lot of people. But all right, girl. Well, it was so fun talking to you
So great
again.
catching up. Yeah.
Yeah, girl. As to you and Jose, married 14 years, and I
Yeah.
love it. I mean, my parents were
Thanks.
married forever, 50
Yeah.
plus years. Will you make it to 50 years married?
You mean when we
Wow.
die before that? Yeah, I don't know. 14? What, we need 46 more years? No, 36 more
How
years.
old is
Sorry, my
Jose
math.
now? 46? I
Oldest.
mean,
No.
52?
52. Yeah, he's 52. So we need to get how many more years do we need to make it to 50? 40.
35,
Sorry, what did I say? My math is horrendous.
35, 35.
35,
So he would
36.
have to be 87.
Yeah, we'll make it. We're gonna live till we're like 110, I think. Oh, wait, Jose will still be lifting weights at like 80, doing his
Probably.
karate, like
It's the thing about Germans, they're
breaking.
just lifting weights, like, out of the womb
Yeah, no, he is. I
until,
mean,
like,
he's
the day
looking
they
good.
die.
Like, he is really into his weights lately, and he's dropped some
Good.
weight. He lost probably like 6 or 7 kilos. I mean, he's looking
Whoa,
good.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. So
Some
he's, like,
muscles.
six-packing it up
He's buff. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to have a six pack in your 50s.
past 40 past 40 years old, it's hard to. And last, I wanna say, if anyone's listening and cares, you can write into our podcast with your own story of being a foreigner, living in a different country, being a foreigner abroad. Love to hear a funny story. Our email is podcast.foreignish@gmail.com. Podcast.foreignish. That's Foreignish. Foreignish. Google it if you don't know how to spell it. At gmail.com. We love to hear your stories. Thanks for tuning in. It was so much fun. Woo!
Hey,
Hey, bye everyone.
bye bye.